Hey everyone, today we want to have a look at another aspect of interacting with language models, and this could be helpful when interacting with it to make the most out of it. And this concept is known as in-context learning, and it is more specifically one thing that is useful when you do prompt engineering. So let's have a look at both of these concepts. So first, again, what is prompt engineering? Language models have become really accessible over the last year to anyone who's familiar with natural language. So if you speak a language like English or some other natural language, you can interact with a language model and just with plain natural language. So we can write with this model, we can give instructions to this model, and we get a respective output from it. However, the quality of the output heavily relies on structured instructions that we provide. So the way we prompt it, the words we use, the structure we apply, and the specific details we put into the model heavily influences the output that we can get. And in order to achieve the best possible output, we need to improve the input that we provide. And this technique is known as prompt engineering. The prompt is essentially what we put into the model, the instructions we give, and by engineering this prompt to be better, we can achieve the best possible result for a specific task at hand. So what is the prompt, or what are prompt components? We can think of this in general as a context that we provide to the model. So everything that we put into the model can be seen as the context, and there we can identify different specific things. So for example, we have the input data that needs to be processed. This could be a sentence that needs to be translated or classified, or a specific document that needs to be summarized, for example, like a blog post, maybe something like that. And then you can provide examples, and these examples help the model to better understand the specific task it is supposed to solve. So these language models have a lot of knowledge gained from the massive amount of training data on which they were trained, and also from the alignment workflows which fine-tune the model to do specific instructions, to follow specific instructions. But sometimes they already know what you want from them, from the training data that they have. But providing examples for specific downstream tasks can still be quite helpful to increase the quality of the output. So for instance, consider a translation task. So you would provide examples of translations, so the model can then deduce how to translate a new unseen data point that you provide. And then you have instructions, and these instructions basically encode the task that you want the model to perform. So you should clearly describe what the task at hand is. Okay, so then maybe let's have a look at a concrete example. Imagine you have written a nice blog post covering a particular topic, and now you want to create a LinkedIn post out of it. And if you just use plain ChatGPT and paste your blog post into the chat, you might find that the LinkedIn post doesn't really sound like you. It might sound a little unfamiliar, maybe odd, over-elaborate or exaggerated or something like that. And you may want to tune this output to better adapt to your personal style. And the way we can do this is with in-context learning and with examples. And to showcase that, I'm gonna jump into the canvas board of Zen AI. And here you can make it really explicit what the context is. So I have created 2 nodes, and one node holds the blog post that I've written or someone else has written. And if I open it, then you see it's just a lot of text. It's the complete blog post that is already written. And then I have another node, And here in this node, I have encoded my instructions. So I give the prompt here, please create a new LinkedIn post based on the given blog. And I can make this blog post available by putting an edge from the blog node to the prompt node. And then I just click on prompt and we will have a look at the output. So we find that, in this case, it's GPT-4. And what it does, it provides a nice LinkedIn post. So this is quite good summarized, I would say. But it's not quite the style that I want. So it makes heavy use of these emojis and these rocket emojis. And it's a little, maybe the tone is not quite what I want. So maybe I want to adapt it more to the style I want my LinkedIn posts to be. So, and in order to do that, I'm gonna give the model and examples. So I've already provided 2 examples, and if I open this up, you see these are just LinkedIn posts which I created earlier. So this are LinkedIn posts that I already posted on LinkedIn, and I will provide 2 of these examples. And to make this as additional context available to my model, I'm gonna also put a new edge to this prompt. And then you see the context now includes 2 examples. It also includes my blog post, and then here is my instruction. And in order to make the model really consider my examples, I'm gonna also extend this prompt a little bit and say, please use the given examples to adapt the general style for my post. So, and then if I'm gonna recreate it, then you see this is now much more aligned to the way I'm gonna usually write LinkedIn posts. So it reduced the emoji usage, and also the general style and tone is more towards what I expect. So to summarize this again, so the context is everything that we provide to the model. So this could be examples, this could be input data that we need to process, and this is the instructions that we give to the model. And with examples, or in general, this is known as these contexts or these examples that we provide, is generally known as in-context learning. So the model can learn from the context that we provide. And so giving examples in general helps to increase the output that we get. Yes, with this canvas board, you can make it visually really clear what the context is and what you use at each stage. So this might be more straightforward than using the chat interface, because in the chat interface, it's normally not really clear what the current context is, because maybe you have a really long chat history already, and so you don't really know what the model actually currently is working on. And with the canvas board, you always can define the context by providing these edges here, so I can delete them if I don't want to consider the model this context to be processed. Yes, this is in-context learning. So here we have seen an example where you provide examples in order to increase the model output. So if you want to learn more, then please just approach us. Yes, and if you want to learn more about any of these concepts or how you can use Zen AI in order to do your specific tasks, then just let us know and write us a message